The OBD system is a standardized protocol implemented in all vehicles sold in North America since 1996. Its primary function is to monitor the performance of major engine and emission-related components. When the system detects that a monitored parameter falls outside of its predefined range, it records a diagnostic trouble code and, in many cases, illuminates the check engine light on the dashboard. These trouble codes are intended to help technicians and vehicle owners pinpoint malfunctions that could affect emissions, fuel economy, drivability, or safety. However, there are instances when the check engine light is on, but an OBD scanner returns no trouble codes, which can be confusing and frustrating. One of the most common causes for a CL without visible codes is the presence of pending codes. These occur when the OBD2 system detects a potential fault, but has not yet confirmed it over enough drive cycles to mature into a stored code. Pending codes can trigger the check engine under certain conditions, but might not show up on basic scan tools, especially if they are cleared quickly by the vehicle's logic. Another reason could be manufacturer-specific or hidden codes. Many automakers use proprietary codes that are not standardized under the generic OBD P0XXX format. These codes may not be accessible through generic or inexpensive scan tools, and reading them requires more advanced or OEM-specific diagnostic equipment. Communication issues between modules can also result in a check engine without displaying any codes. Suppose there is a fault in the controller area network bus, such as a failing module, bad ground, or interference in the data lines. In that case, the vehicle may still command the check engine on even though the data needed to report or retrieve codes is disrupted. Additionally, some low-end or outdated scan tools may not be equipped to interpret data from all modules, or may lack the software updates needed to communicate with newer vehicles or model-specific parameters. Using a more capable or updated scan tool often reveals hidden codes or offers access to additional modules like ABS, transmission, and body control. Electrical anomalies, such as low battery voltage, bad grounds, or corroded connections, can confuse the control modules and lead to a transient check engine light without setting a retrievable code. This is especially common when battery terminals are loose or there is a voltage drop during startup. Similarly, issues within the evaporative emission system, EVAP, such as a loose fuel cap, cracked hoses, or sticking purge valves, can intermittently trigger the check engine. Sometimes these issues self-resolve, or the system resets the code before the owner has a chance to scan it. Understanding the different types of codes is critical. Active or stored codes are confirmed and typically trigger the check engine. Pending codes are preliminary alerts that need to occur over multiple drive cycles to become stored. Stored or historical codes refer to faults that occurred in the past, but are not currently active. Manufacturer-specific codes fall outside the SAE standardized code list and often require enhanced scan tools to access. A basic scan tool may only report active generic codes, whereas mid-range or professional tools can reveal pending, stored, and manufacturer-specific faults, as well as live sensor data and freeze-frame snapshots. To diagnose a CL with no visible codes, start by inspecting the basics: battery terminals, fuses, and ground connections. Ensure that all electrical connections are tight and corrosion-free. Use a more advanced scan tool, preferably one that can read manufacturer-specific and pending codes, and scan all accessible modules, not just the engine. Monitor live data for abnormalities in voltage, fuel trims, and EVAP pressure, which can suggest sensor drift or system leakage. Review any technical service bulletins for your vehicle, as these often reveal known issues where a check engine may be triggered without typical DTCs. Also, inspect the gas cap for proper sealing and check for any obvious vacuum leaks or wiring issues under the hood. If these steps do not uncover the issue, it may be time to consult a professional technician. Repair shops have access to OEM diagnostic equipment that can read proprietary modules, perform bidirectional tests, and assess CAN bus communication health. They can also use oscilloscopes to trace sensor outputs in real time or test module grounding and power integrity under load, tasks that go beyond typical DIY capabilities. In summary, if your check engine light is on but no codes are visible, begin by verifying electrical integrity and using a high-quality scan tool to access deeper system data. Check for pending or manufacturer-specific codes and scan all modules for communication faults. Inspect the EVAP system, battery condition, and look for relevant TSBs. If needed, escalate the diagnosis to a repair facility with the tools and expertise to uncover hidden or complex faults. This methodical approach will help you resolve the issue efficiently and avoid unnecessary parts replacement. Yes, a weak or failing battery can trigger the check engine without setting a hard fault code, especially during startup when the voltage drops below the threshold. Disconnecting the battery may temporarily reset the CEL, but this will not fix the underlying problem if the issue persists. Once the vehicle re-evaluates the condition, the CEL will likely return. As for driving with the CEL on but no codes, it is usually safe for short periods, especially if the vehicle drives normally and shows no performance changes. However, intermittent issues can worsen over time, so timely diagnostics are always recommended.